So it's been said that laughter can be the best medicine, so get ready for a dose of the good stuff.
And I've got the horse by the rope, and they've got it in the front yard of the house, and this pony is dragging me around. Not my finest moment, very embarrassing. I look over, and her grandpa, the consummate cowboy, is standing there with his arms crossed, shaking his head, mixture of hatred and disgust on his face. And then it just gets worse when I look over and I say, "Should I drop the horse leash?" Some of the city people in here aren't laughing. They're like, "It's a horse leash."
Oh man, the man himself, Brandon Loftus, is a comedian joining us now to tell us all about his upcoming show. First of all, Brandon, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Okay,
that horse leash line, that really got me. That really got a lot of North Dakotans, I'm sure.
Yes.
But as we mentioned, you have a comedy show coming up June 9th in Bismarck. So we know about your knowledge about horses, but you seem to know a lot about comedy.
Yes.
Where did this begin? How did you get into it?
Well, if you look at my life and you look at the sum total of everything I've ever done, I think being a comedian is just kind of a thing I naturally fell into. Being in plays, being on stage. My dad's a pastor, which is something I draw on all the time because I'm usually the butt of a lot of sermon illustrations, and then just always kind of being the funny guy, the class clown. So if you look at everything I've done, it just kind of led me naturally into this point.
That's so funny, and I didn't know that about your dad being a pastor, and so you were incorporated into some of his sermons. Now you get to repay by having him part of some of your stand-up bits.
100%.
There you go. Well, we're looking at some images from a past show, but you have the show coming up June 9th where all of the performers are local, and this is at the Coast Studio on Main in Bismarck. So what can we expect at this upcoming show?
So we're going to have live music. We'll have beverages available for purchase. We're going to have multiple 3 different acts and myself, so 4. We'll have an opener, a featured act. Nick MacArthur is going to be on. He's a local comedian / magician who will blow your mind. And so all these acts, and then for myself, I'm going to be doing at least 45 minutes, possibly up to like 50 minutes. So we'll have about a 2-hour show in total.
I love magic. I love comedy. So this sounds like so much fun. How do you prepare for a show like that? And then, sorry, 2 questions. Do you get nervous still?
So I don't get nervous anymore. I've just become very comfortable on stage, which is great because I think when you're the most comfortable, then you're the most yourself. And so the nerves have really waned, and I'm very prepared when I go up. And how I prepare is when something funny happens, I write it down in my phone, and I have a list that takes like literally 2 minutes just to scroll all the way through because of how many funny things just seem to happen. And so I take from that, and then you see, okay, so here's the premise of what could be a bit. You kind of chew on it, you kind of workshop it a little bit, and if something good comes out of it, then you take it to an open mic and you try it out and you test it and see if it gets a laugh, see if it gets a reaction, and then back to the drawing board if not, or you have to kill the bit. So whatever happens, but yep, just a lot of trial and error and hitting open mics to make sure that the jokes are actually funny.
I can't wait to hear the whole bit. I love the thing about the horse leash, like I mentioned, and you shared that you're also a dad of a 1-year-old,
yes,
so you've got some new material because we parents like to laugh, and we like those stories
exactly.
too. So how would you describe your comedy?
I would say it's story-based for sure. I've just had a lot of interesting experiences in my life, and I take those stories and just let the listener decide what they think about them.
How about your inspirations? Do you have any favorite comedians or any family members who kind of helped inspire you get into this?
My favorite comedian has to be Nate Bargatze. He's just a really clean comedian from the South. Kind of plays the dumb dad character a little bit, but is always just super, super good. He's #1 in my book. John Mulaney is really great as well. So I'd say those are some of my bigger influences.
I love both of those comedians. Those are awesome. And so we're looking at your last show that you had here. Tell me what your favorite kind of audience is, because sometimes when you go to these live shows, you almost don't know how to act or how you should be acting. What's your favorite kind of audience?
Oh, an audience that just is primed and ready to laugh. I mean, so many people are like, oh, there's nothing going on in Bismarck, but we're trying to bring more of this kind of stuff to Bismarck. So an audience that is there to just have a good time and get loose and just is down to clown. That's the best audience.
That's awesome. And as you mentioned, there's also magic and some music. You know, what is your favorite part of the show? You obviously get to be up there on center stage. Is it when it's over and you've had a really good show, or what's your favorite part?
My favorite part is at the end of my set. So I've got the live music, so they play as everybody's walking in, but I invite them up towards the end of my set, and I want to get to know the people in the crowd. And so I have my band play, and I actually do this musical crowd work segment where I'm singing to the people in the crowd and singling out certain individuals that I've noticed are maybe a little more fun, or actually a little more stiff can be fun as well. So I single them out, I sing, "What's your name?" and then they sing back their name, and we get to know the person through an act of musical comedy. So that is my favorite portion of the show. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what people are going to say. We've had some interesting things shared as well, and it's just, that is so fun. It's a blast.
Well, I love that you're bringing this blast to the community. Like you mentioned, we need entertainment, and this sounds like it's got 3 great acts going on. Anything else you'd like people to know about this upcoming show?
Yeah, got the upcoming show. You can buy tickets at laugh701.com, and tickets are selling quickly, so make sure to get them quickly. We've only got about 100 available, and a good portion of those are already sold out. And then I'm also available for private gigs and corporate events as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Brandon, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And for more information about that June 9th show, once again, you can check out Brandon on Instagram, Facebook, but definitely go to that website, laugh701.com. Tickets are still available, but they're going quick. You can also find more of his comedy on his YouTube page.